Hello again. So I saw a thumbnail of a bike light and thought maybe it's interesting to watch this video. It's a Magicshine CBL1600 and the video is from a channel called Trace Fellow, which I don't really like, but yeah, it looks nicely edited, and of course that's not really something I do because yeah, for me the essence is the most important thing, not the appearance. But on the other hand, if you have some suggestions for at home when I'm not traveling, I will only use FreeBSD as on my desktop. I have the laptop now with Windows, so perhaps I could do something with Windows, although I'd really need to dive into it. I don't know any software and anything about Windows. The last time I used it was, I think, when playing Sega Rally in 2007 or so. So this channel, Trace Fellow, I don't really like it. I mean, the style of videos, background music annoys me. He shows his face and gets into you close up. I don't like that at all. Channel information given, yeah, how it's presented, I don't like that. He does not know how to analyze a beam, but yeah, almost nobody does that, to be honest. So can't really blame him about doing something like that. I mean, not properly reviewing, for example, the cutoff and or artifacts. He does mention properly this, which is that to the sides he says there's no spill. He probably doesn't know that it's important to say that, but it is important to say that because if there is spill, you probably would not be able to see it. And it's a problem with the dynamic range of cameras, but also computer screens, in that it may appear or may be actually black here. But in reality, what you can see is not black, and you see a lot of there. So the beams of lights are usually wider than what's shown on beam shots. And I mentioned that on my website as well. Since the start of my website, by the way, in 2008, that experiences and the recounting of the experiences and their impressions of riders with a bike light are very important to know what a bike light is really about. Here I go to the low and high beam. So look at the sharpness. It may be a little bit too high, aimed too high. So it would light up the road better if it was aimed a little lower, perhaps, but maybe it just doesn't have the range. So that means it may not have a very high lux rating, which you need to be able to see far.
Out here we're on a low beam, and then I'll switch it up to high. Well, honestly, it's a bit of a game changer. I mean, I've never seen a bike like do this. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's not a game changer. It's been available for quite a while on especially battery powered lights, not so long on dynamo powered lights. What you see here, and I'll show it here you see it better. Here you don't see the cutoff end at all while riding. Here, so that's, yeah, would it be worth it to try this out? I don't know yet. Here you see this color change, this band. That comes from diffraction from the lens, but it's not so bad. I think I think it would be useful to try this on bad roads, for example Ukraine. But the big question for me is how far can you see with it? And that doesn't become clear. He doesn't tell it. He doesn't do those tests. He mentioned spill, but it looks wide enough mostly, and at a distance it looks very wide, so probably good enough for meandering roads, even at higher speeds. He then mentioned one issue, so it has a sort of GoPro mount. This is why I showed this, by the way, this screen. This is by Schultz stem docking system, which allows two types of devices. You have a sort of something like this. Actually, yeah, no, which is these. The three versions in width they differ, and in 6 or 5 millimeter diameter bolt. If you use 5 millimeter, you can use these kinds of adapters. Then you can use two at the same time. You can mount, for example, a camera plus a light. That is something I'm interested in. So I'm thinking about buying that. the issue only is, does it get low enough? Because on the bike that I want to install it, I have this M-Wave double bar, and I want everything to go, or at least the lights to go below the handlebar. But if I put the camera here, then you get this bar in your face in the video. Would it be okay? I don't know yet. So I'll need to do some testing. What else? Okay. So now he mentions bad reviews of these Magicshine lights. By the way, oh yeah, it's this one. So Magicshine CBL1600, 73 euros, which looks okay for the light output. So in low beam it puts out 800 lumens, he says, which is the same as the B01 in turbo mode. But the B01, of course, has a very, very unsharp cutoff, very low lux rating, so you can see only 35-40 meters or so with it. But yeah, I used it in Ukraine and in Poland for short range lighting, to see the roads, to be able to decide where to ride, which was usually at low speed because of the bad roads. So that didn't matter. And when I was going fast, going down hills where I could see there, that's the only time I used the IQX. Because for the rest it was complete crap because of all the artifacts, and on the bad roads it was barely usable, I felt, because of the unevenness. So he mentioned this cracked. So this is a GoPro mount. You can use on washers and then also mount it in a bike light mount, standard bike light mount. Yeah, that's not it at all, of course. I used the IQX, which has a very, very stiff plastic mount, which also means it's brittle, for about 1000 kilometers on very, very bad roads, a lot of cobblestone roads, gravel roads, bad asphalt roads, and it just broke. I didn't drop the lights because it was just mounted always to the bike. Didn't have a fall with the bike, nothing. So for the repeated vibrations just broke it. Could be that that's the same here. Perhaps people used it for mountain biking, etc. So that's an issue. Would it be useful to test this? I'm not sure yet. I think it will likely be better than the Lumitop P01, but probably the cutoff is not really great either. Okay, if you have comments, suggestions, perhaps for other lights to try, let me know. Bye for now.